Hello, I am Angie Hoots, and for my independent project, I compared and contrasted art education and art therapy. I am an elementary art teacher who has 600 kids all the way from kindergarten to fifth grade, and I thought I was incorporating art therapy within my lessons, but I am not. And like many other art teachers, we need to know the difference. So here we go. I started with the timeline, a brief history of both art education and art therapy. I thought it was really fun how Aristotle advocated drawing in education, and it all started from there in 350 BCE. And I would not be surprised if it started earlier. Um, Art therapy started back in 1790 with one of their main foundations, moral treatment, which was in the asylums. Both histories had very strong figures, movements that inspired and built upon one another. Elliot Eisner said it best: the arts celebrate multiple perspectives. One of their large lessons is that there are many ways to see and interpret the world. Many perspectives. We are only looking at two perspectives here: art education and art therapy. So I dug a little deeper with art teacher versus an art therapist. We need to know the difference. So Judith Rubin said, just as it takes years of study and discipline to master the visual arts, it takes time to master psychology and psychotherapy. Experience. It takes experience. That's what we need to keep in mind. And with that experience, you have school. So with education, an art teacher can get their Bachelor of Science in Art Education and they can go teach. An art therapist needs to have more schooling with their master's. They cannot get a job until they have their master's. That job can be in a wide variety of places: hospitals, centers, institutions, many places where an art teacher is mainly restricted to schools. I have the definition from Webster Dictionary of a teacher, a therapist, a student, and a patient. All four are completely different. This was the most fun. So, an art lesson compared to a treatment or exercise that an art therapist would do. The only two things that they had in common was art materials, just using art materials, and exploring their creativity. And when I say using art materials, an art student only has the choice of what materials are given that day for the lesson, where a patient decides which art materials they use, whatever they're feeling. So there's another difference to add. To summarize it, basically, an art teacher is there to help. They are there for step-by-step instructions, demonstrations, to guide them in the correct direction that their goal is towards. Where an art therapist is a fly on the wall. They cannot interact when the art is being made. They are there to witness, to analyze, to observe, and until they are done, and the artwork doesn't even have to be done, but until their time is up or that session is completed, the art doesn't have to be done, but that's their time to interact with talking about their feelings and their needs. So I thought those two differences were very interesting. Here are my references, and I hope you enjoyed the difference between art education and art therapy. Thank you.